Hey y'all, I'm Lala, aka Phoenix Goddess. This is Phoenix Aura Tarot. This is going to be a reading on Nolan Wells. Before I got on here, I asked for permission. Um, my right ear is ringing. I've been made aware that I believe I'm not the only one pulling on his energy right now. So I got permission, but I've also been made aware that I'm not the only one pulling on his energy right now. So there's a reason I was told that. I'm not exactly sure why. So there could be multiple people reading or tapping into his energy. Or there has been recently. So, Nolan, is there anything that you would like to be known about the situation, your case, how you passed, the involvement, or just what you want to be, what you would like to be known? I'm not going to make this very long either. And thank you so much, Tariq. All right, let's see. Reading on Nolan Wells. What happened? Or what would you like to be known, please? From what I saw as I was shuffling, I do think he was strangled, or there's some sort of evidence. The evidence is on his throat, okay? The evidence is on his throat for sure. This is the second time I'm saying this. But, I mean, of course we know that, but just they're clarifying. Because I'm pretty sure they still have not, the people who did the first autopsy they haven't given that part to their private autopsy people. So, but I do think there's evidence there. And I just saw homicide. Because I saw trapped, strangulation, lies, homicide. So I do feel like something's going on. I'm wondering what that trapped energy is about. All right, let's officially pull these out. Drugs, poison. So there were drugs involved. I feel like that day. Hi, Karen. There were drugs involved. I'm not sure if he beach. Okay, so there were just a lot of drugs on the beach. And that's where that island is. It's a beach, right? Somewhat like, hi there. There was some sort of neglect. Somebody neglected him in some way or abused Nolan in some way. But he's letting it be known that there were a lot of people on drugs or a lot of people drunk. Or the people that he was around. So, hold on. Alive. When he was on the beach, he was alive. He was around people who were doing drugs and whatnot. He was alive when he was on the island. So I don't know how the story goes, but he definitely made it on the island and was on the island alive. Something was telling him either not to do the drugs or that something was going on with the drugs. His intuition was telling him something about people being drunk and high and whatnot. His intuition may have told him that something crazy was going to happen because people were drunk and high. And you see how that's a man? Like his intuition was having him be kind of weary of certain people around him. And maybe that's also why, because I heard that he didn't do drugs or anything like that. He didn't want to do that because he wanted to stay alert as well. Because he may have already been suspicious of someone or people for whatever reason. Accident in his clarifying beach. His intuition told him that something was going to happen. And maybe someone wasn't going to do it on purpose, whatever they did, because they're drunk and under the influence. But something was an accident on the beach. It occurred on the beach. Debt. Someone had to pay for someone's okay. For one, I'm getting someone is going to have to pay for whatever has happened. Okay. But I'm also getting like, wait, what is that debt about? I don't want to get more of those cards to confuse myself. What is this debt about? Someone owed someone money. Is that someone's problem? An accident happened because someone owed someone money. What is this? What is this debt? Yeah, what's up? Page of Cups. Eight of Wands. This feels more like a favor. Like somebody was in debt to someone else for something. This feels like a favor. This doesn't feel like anything like actual financial. Yeah, this feels like a favor to have, so that way things can be brought to a truce. Like someone was like in debt to someone else for something. Why is alive out here? Why is alive out here? Why is alive out here? Give me one more. Okay. I do feel like whatever this alive energy is definitely connected to this debt card. A childhood friend of his is innocent in the situation. I'm not sure who. Someone could be a Capricorn. I don't know if we could get those dates. That's my iPad. But, or if they have it somewhere highly aspected in their chart. Something happened in the past that caused for someone to be in debt to the other person. That's someone who is innocent. I feel like is covering up for someone who is not. That's where this debt is. It's like someone's doing someone else a favor by not speaking or saying something in about what happened with Nolan. That's what this is. This may be a childhood friend of his. One of the real ones who actually was a childhood friend. That person is doing someone else a favor by not saying something. And that may even be because the person that they're not snitching on is like, oh, you owe me this. Don't say anything. Because remember when I did this for you, type of thing. That's why a certain person or people who are innocent aren't saying anything, because they're in debt to the person who caused the accident. Okay. So I don't think it was on purpose what happened. Clarify this accident. What do you mean? I'm not going to make this very long either. I think I should have been using a different deck, actually. Hold on. Yeah, let me get this deck right here. Hold on. Clarify this accident. What is this accident? What is this accident? What about this accident? People were fighting. There was rough housing, and an accident happened. Somebody took it too far. Applied too much pressure somewhere, too much strength. So it would make sense, especially if the people or person involved in this brawl or this disagreement or this drama or whatever, this rough housing, especially if they were all drunk or under the influence or something like that. And his intuition was telling him that this was going to go wrong. Yeah. Okay. If I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think I want to take it any further. I think this is all I got. All right. Thank you for tuning in with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and go now. Bye, y'all.